What up YouTube, Topaz J's back for another mixtape review, and this one is to that Don Trip in the Meantime too, and it is exactly what it sounds like, especially this series. It's him delivering music while you wait for his next projects that he got. And those projects that he's working on right now is Stepbrothers 3 and The Head That Wears the Crown, which is right around the corner, dropping on July the 8th. And as you listen to this project, it comes off as a project that has just a bunch of songs that didn't make the cut for all these other projects, but yet decided to just throw them all together and put them out, because why waste the money? And you know, the main thing that I really like about Don Trip is how he remains grounded in reality, man. Instead of doing what a whole lot of other rappers do, like when they step into the booth, they just rap about anything and everything, as if they had that kind of money, as if they've been selling those kinds of drugs and all of that stuff, when it's overall false. But yet he stays true to him all the way. And that shows the most on the song Cleo Never Dies, in which this was obviously inspired by the movie Set It Off, and which Set It Off was a really good movie, even though it's not as notable in hip-hop right now as many other movies like, say, Juice. But yet what Don Trip is doing, he's drawing comparisons with the teams that was within Set It Off to his team and such, because in Set It Off it was the greed of a few that brought down the entire crew that was robbing banks, while Don Trip is looking at the people that he's brought with them, but yet they're not really bringing anything to the table. I mean, the people that he wants to consider as his team and such, they all want to eat off of him, and they kind of bring him down based on that, when he's a grown man that has to put food on the table for his kids. Like, one of the most important bars that I feel that was on that song is his friends trying to come around and eat off him like it's a buffet, when it's more like a potluck. You gotta bring your own so we can all eat together and push each other. But sadly, this is the reality of life, man. When one individual come up, everybody around them want to go ahead and try to eat off them, instead of trying to prove themselves, instead of trying to come up and roll with them. Instead, they want to just eat off. I like that Therapy song where he's pretty much just going in on a lot of the issues that he's seeing. Like, he's pretty much using his music as his own therapy sessions. And that's something that I've spoken on a bunch of times, but it's definitely something that people need to do, you dig? Like, this is for people who can't afford therapists and stuff. You go ahead and lay your life on wax, because it has a lot of benefits to it. Much like on this one, with this being the best song on this entire project, you can create a dope song out of it and eat from that. But the most important thing is getting it all off your chest, because if you just hold stuff in, then you're going to have some health issues down the line. And then I like that open letter where he's really just spitting on it, man. But in the end, I have a lot of core issues with this project. Like the songs that I didn't name, man, all of them joints pretty much fell flat, even though Don Trip is spitting somewhat in them. Secondly, 2 out of the 3 tracks that I did name that I did like, he's using commonly used instrumentals, in which they come off as unoriginal because of that. Now, I do feel as though he fulfilled the concept of just dropping some music to keep his name out there as people wait, but ultimately not as good as the music that he's delivered in the past, and I give this project an overall 5 out of 10. But this concludes today's review, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer DJ Chronic Beats before we jump into the news, and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. Is going to be performing out there on the naval base at Guantanamo Bay, in which the more I read about it, it's going to be miles away from the infamous prison camp, in which I ain't mad at Ludacris for going ahead and getting his money and all of that, man, but that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com, and today's article is about word of mouth promotion, because there's no greater promotion. But yet, sadly, this is something that you can't control. That's something that you hardly can ever get until you start being somewhat notable. Because if you have good word of mouth promotion, then people gonna try out anything that you do. And you can see this concept based with women and everything as well. Because when a dude has a track record of giving great sex to women, it's no coincidence that random women just keep popping up. It's because the word of mouth got around from these women who can't keep their mouth shut, so therefore their friends want to try out what he got. See, this is what you want no matter what you deliver, which is why you always want to focus on delivering the highest quality content you possibly can, no matter what it is. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.